Hello everyone, this is DCCW. We are live here at the Red Studio, going over some of Akasan's reviews. Oh, you can get the volume, no worries. Going over some of his reactions from Supergirl. I just watched his reaction for The Flash. Mine will be up later. I probably should say something online as to let people know we're on. But anyways, This season's of CW superhero show has been really good. Interesting. Some good stuff, some weird stuff, but all in all, it's good to see that there's an actual close to some of the storylines.
I agree. Watch now, suckers! Exclamation mark. We're eating.
Yeah. So we've had an interesting couple of weeks, and it's been a while to actually do several reactions together. Well, maybe a week and a half, but even so, it's nice. We've gotten some grub, as you can see here. Getting my promotion on Domino's hot sandwiches, really good. You should definitely try it.
Hot meat.
Yeah, he got the hot meat sub for me. No, but what did you think of, out of the three, what was your favorite this season? And why?
You mean the season?
Yeah.
The overall season.
Uh-huh.
It's a good question. I haven't sat and really analyzed it yet. I'd say probably Arrow has been the one that has been, like I've said in the beginning, Arrow has been the most consistent.
Right.
So I've never actually, there's one episode I skipped, then I went back to, it was the one where Felicity and Oliver were in an elevator or some shit like that. Oh, yeah. They were buried or whatever, and so I was like, yeah, I'll come back next week. But overall, but that's not at the same time. That's to say, I never skipped the episode of The Flash. But I think the Arrow episodes have been the most enjoyable, where
a bit more balanced.
Yeah, where Flash has kind of been like, God damn, I hope they start to pick it up because I know it could be better, basically. Yeah. Like that. Supergirl, coming around for the big episodes, it's been good, but that's about it. It's not enough. But see, even if it was a Superman show, I wouldn't watch every episode because I'm not that big of a Superman fan or superhero type fan. So
what?
Yeah.
No, I'm just
so the overpoweredishness for me is a little too much sometimes. I like the human struggle. So from what I saw of Supergirl, I really liked, and it's enough. Maybe I'll go back and watch the previous episodes, but I think Arrow probably was overall most improved, most consistent, most improved.
I am most happy to hear that because out of all the three shows, I figured you would dislike Arrow because of the previous season.
No, I mean it still is a extremely horrible, that's still a bad. It's always going to be a stain in the history of Arrow for a while, but hopefully we can look past that and go into something more.
Do you feel like Prometheus and for those who haven't watched, future spoilers in 5, 4, 3, 2. All right, done. Do you think future Flash and Prometheus are similar? There are some similarities in how they think.
I don't think so.
When they're dealing with their nemesis, but do you think they're similar at all?
No, because I think...
Because I've actually been asked.
Prometheus is more of the idea of the reflections of Oliver's past.
But technically isn't future Flash reflections of Barry's?
But no, because Oliver was all about. It was about choices that Oliver has made in the past, whereas Barry's situation was choices that people kept warning him not to do, but he did it anyways, and it changed the future. That's the way I looked at it, like that. Both had similar results. Oliver made decisions and it created Prometheus.
Right.
Barry made decisions and it created Savitar. So.
And Flashpoint.
And Flashpoint, yeah. And both of them are similar in the fact that it changed everything around them. So, which is actually a good. Which
chili garlic fries are really good, by the way.
Which you could also say that, in some form or fashion, Legends of Tomorrow also focused around a lot of that as well. Supergirl, if anything, Supergirl is the only one that kind of stands out in the sense that it's still so fresh that it doesn't have the same baggage that everybody, all the other shows have. With aside from Legends, but Legends deals with time all the time. So,
right.
Yeah. But now, both Flash and Arrow, especially Arrow, have to deal with the consequences of previous seasons. So there's a lot to still go off of, where Supergirl is still kind of fresh in some sense.
Because we could kind of say that season 1, given that it was on CBS, doesn't really
count. Not really.
Well, let me ask you this. As far as the the 3 shows, what are your 1, if not 2, least favorite characters, omitting Felicity, because we already know you don't like her?
What was the question? I heard Felicity and I completely blanked out in rage.
What are your least favorite characters on the 3 shows? 1 or 2 from each show, if you have any, and why?
Well, for Flash, I didn't like HR at all. I don't like the scientist either, the girl. I'm sure she's gonna basically end up replacing Caitlin, but that's fine. Anybody else that was just completely useless sometimes in the Flash? Julian kind of came around. At first I was like, okay, they need to give him some sort of very arrival, but then I was like, okay, he's kind of coming around. Still don't care much for him, but he's not like annoying in the way type of deal. Like, I'm like, okay, he has his purpose. I don't know what the fuck happened to that one guy with the glasses who was the Pied Piper or something like that. When after Flashpoint, he came back and he was like, oh yeah, just call me if you need me, and they never called him again.
Yeah, because, well, it wasn't really needed.
Right. Arrow?
Felicity is a given, right?
Yeah.
Is she growing on you at all? Or not so much?
Like, I think they just kind of lost, like, they've lost the purpose of Felicity. There's a really good YouTube video out there that explained why people don't like Felicity anymore, and it actually made really good points about how they completely changed the structure of what she used to represent in the first 2 seasons, and they made her this like the writing structure made you end up start hating her because it never fit her character to do what she did, and they basically kind of 180'd on her entire format and character. So so it's really hard to, like, I don't think there's any fix for that. So she's basically
They may have just fixed it. Again, spoiler. So, the season finale of Arrow, for those who watched, was a big shock. Don't know what's going to happen, but if my boy Akasan gets his wish, then his fix has been made with Felicity.
Well, who knows? Because, a lot of people were like, it's kind of funny because a lot of people did not like, what was her name? Sarah? No, not the other one.
The new one?
Katie? The one, Katie Cassidy, the original Black Canary. Or the second.
Katie Cassidy.
Right, because Sarah was...
You mean, what is it? Yeah, Katie Cassidy. They didn't like Katie Cassidy, you mean.
Her name was what? Laurel Lance.
Oh.
There you go. A lot of people did not like Laurel for a long time.
Yeah, because she was a bit whiny.
But when she died, like, everybody was like, no, why did you kill her like that? But I never liked her to begin with, throughout the entire season. But as an actress, her playing Black Siren is great. Like, I was like, yeah, bring her around all the time. So
I like her as Black Siren because
Right.
as a character, she seems stronger.
Yep, exactly.
Not that I didn't enjoy the romance between her and Oliver, the few times it happened, but it did seem somewhat unbalanced when she was just herself.
Yeah.
You know, when she became Black Canary, I have to admit she was growing on me.
Right.
I was looking forward to her skill level and skill set, you know, coming up a notch, but I like how they were showing the progression. Like, she didn't just get it as soon as she got out.
Yeah.
But same thing with Mr. Terrific. Even with him, you know, being an Olympic athlete and all this kind of stuff, still he's not good with
Sodas? No. I'll find
excuse
it.
me. Oh, no, they're on the table.
I agree with what
He
you're saying.
he couldn't. He didn't just get out there and know everything. Same thing with James. He's like, I'm a black belt in karate. Yeah, that's great, but you're still taking hits very well. So I enjoyed that part, that aspect of those characters. One character I would like to see more and differently, and I hope he survived, Diggle, because Diggle's my favorite.
What I'm actually, I was kind of surprised of with the entire Arrow season finale.
And Nissa, because
Oliver actually never wore the mask at all. Like, he hasn't.
you noticed that after he was
Yeah.
out, he didn't have it on at all.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
But then they put Slate wearing the mask a lot all the time. I'm like, yeah, at this point, does he need it? like it was kind of interesting how they decided. But he, this has been a very Oliver-centric season because even throughout most of the season, we actually haven't seen the Green Arrow at all.
No, and
Yeah.
I think doing that was great because we had Arrow and the Vigilante all the way up until now. Now this was about Oliver coming into his own and growing as a person, his dealing with the duality of being the Arrow and himself. So next season should just be a good balance.
Well, I don't
of
even know.
Oliver
If it, I don't,
and
even,
Green
I don't
Arrow.
even know if it was a duality situation. I think it was just about Oliver coming to grips with himself and dealing with the fact that yes, he enjoys murdering people and like
He enjoys cleaning up the city.
resetting. But it's going to be interesting to see where does the Arrow story. Where does the Green Arrow character go from here? Because you know.
In the last episode, look, he had already started by saying, no matter what Adrian Chase wants me to do, he's not going to kill. And, you know, he's did a really good job of showing that because, on to the gripes. He had more than enough chance to subdue him, stop him from doing anything, pin him to a tree, anything, doesn't matter. I'm one of those people where, unfortunately, and as hard as this is going to sound, he had more than enough chance to, you know, break his ankle, his knees, arms. It sounds harsh, but to keep him from moving, just so he could get information out of him and to keep him from continuing to fight.
Right, but you know, this isn't. Sometimes, like yesterday, I think when I was watching The Flash, I was just like, I was thinking in my back of my mind, I'm like, shit, I'm starting to sound like Dante about the nitpicking situations. But it's not an insult, but it's also like, at the same time, I was thinking about this a few minutes ago in the shower. We are veteran viewers of shows. So, you know, if this was season 1, sometimes we can, well, at least I can kind of forgive it. But because a lot of people get on me about the season finale of The Flash. One person particularly was like, no, I just want to see you happy to watch the vid. I'm like, yeah, but this isn't season 1. This is season 3. So we're so adjusted to Mark Guggenheim's writing and the writer's style that we essentially expect better from them, not to get caught in certain traps. Because the first season of The Flash was just had us on pins and needles almost every episode.
True.
We never really doubted it so much. But when they make little shortcuts, we're like, we get upset because we know they're better than that.
Yeah,
you know?
it's true. So it's not that we aren't liking the show or
Right.
we are upset with the writers or anything like that. We just love that, they put a lot of passion and time into making a great show. So if corners are cut, people are somewhat disappointed. It happens.
Yeah.
Now, it doesn't mean that they're purposely cutting corners to, give reactionists a thing to talk about. No, it's just happening that way because, well, production, money, it's a bunch of different things.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, I gotta sometimes take shortcuts on some of my videos, and just because of time or budget or whatever. But it's like, at the same time, they realize that when they put their work out there, that sometimes they're gonna have to be subjected to that criticism.
True.
There's only been one time in the history of the CW, or the DC shows, that I've straight given up on a show, and that was Arrow end of season 3, going into season 4.
I was hurt by that.
But it was just, but that's only because it was such a prolonged situation. One episode isn't going to turn me off the show. Yes, I'm going to critique it, but it's enough for me that I'm going to be like, okay, let me see where this goes. And then at that point with Arrow, I'm like, okay, yeah, at this point, I'm done. There was nothing worth holding on to. I gave it 3 or 4 episodes, and that was it, basically. But otherwise, I'm not going to stop watching Flash. No, that was a great season finale.
Right.
Could have been better, but it was good enough considering the overall season, where this was going. So.
Well, I don't mean to point things out too much, but like Akasan, you get used to watching, and it's like, it's hard to not see it. Given, yes, it is a TV show. Oh, no, go ahead.
Okay.
Given it is a TV show, I do love what they're doing with the DC superhero TV shows, or superhero TV shows in general, because, we could not have them.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with it. But I do think I somewhat sounds a little strong when it comes to certain characters or certain shows.
But here's also the thing. It's like, what some people don't realize, and they don't understand,
fries are really
is when you're caught up in the moment. That's the difference between someone whose emotions are caught on tape, unscripted and raw and emotional, versus somebody who's been able to read through comments online and get this mass group opinion of seeing what people are, and then want to critique on somebody else's reaction or emotion.
Yeah.
Like that. A good example was the Shingeki no Kyojin.
Shingeki no Kyojin.
Where Eren, and I was like, what is Eren crying for? Yeah, at that moment in time, like, that's how I felt when I saw it. But yeah, look, if I had a day to sit with it and, like, analyze it and process it like everybody else, of course I wouldn't have said that about Eren crying and shit, because immediately afterwards he did man the fuck up and get into the zone where I wanted him to. But that's the big difference between a live, uncut, emotional reaction versus you're sitting at home thinking to yourself and having time to process it later,
True.
So.
Very true.
But the point I was going to say, the biggest compliment I have ever given the CW was after watching Iron Fist and seeing what they could produce through Iron Fist gave me an all new respect for what the Guggenheim family can kind of put out there on a weekly basis, basically. And in that time frame, because Iron Fist was slow.
Iron Fist was slow, and it could have been because they wanted to take that pace with it, so it could keep up with the pacing of Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. But they're not all. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to come out with. They're not all hits, so that's unfortunate. But there's for the fans of the Marvel TV universe, there's still the Defenders to look forward to. So you have don't fret. There is a light at the end of the tunnel, and in the opposite direction, a show getting somewhat negative reviews or not 100% positive reviews can sometimes be a good thing, because it lets the writers know what the fans like and what they're into, and they can just make it stronger later.
Yeah.
So, Iron Fist was Danny Rand's origin. Made sense for it to be slow. Yeah, true. Oh, wait. Dude. Show live chat.
All right, fair enough about it was meant, but that doesn't matter. Arrow season 1 was Oliver Queen's origin story, growing into it. Barry Allen, same deal with season 1, discovering his powers, and I never felt either of those two shows were slow season 1. That shit was just bad. For Iron Fist, personally, for me, nothing was executed very well. Even the dialogue was boring. Whereas at least with Matt Murdock, Daredevil and such, those slow scenes, they were talking about lawyer stuff. It was like, it still was cool because you're like, dudes, these people are fighting for Hell's Kitchen or whatever.
Right.
Iron Fist had no emotional investment other than the people that the douchebag lawyers, the douchebag attorneys was actually the most interesting part of the show, and then they took that story right out, like the whole corporate takeover thing. So, but anyways, what's up, Michael? By the way, is this yours also?
No, that's right.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm currently destroying mine right now.
Cool.
My issues with slight changeover to what he was just talking about. My issues with the show, the whining and the lack of confidence in things once he came back stateside, I can somewhat deal with for a few episodes. But my main issue was he's not doing Tai Chi. He's not David Carradine. Why is his movement so slow? Why is he being bested by people who are nowhere close to his level, given that, he is the Immortal Iron Fist? It's a title that, is given, honorably, which is fine. But even with 5 years training, 10 years training, what happened? So was it that I missed something and misunderstand something in the storyline where, he just isn't ready? Because it felt like that. If they kept the story somewhat as it is, but he doesn't have the title.
Yeah.
And at the end of the season, he's trying to get it. It's like, oh, okay. That makes more sense.
In short, I think it's fair enough to say that just like, if you take Marvel super fans aside, I think most people agree that just Marvel missed the mark on Iron Fist. They rushed it. They cast someone that wasn't really ready for the role yet, and the production probably wasn't ready for the role yet. Hopefully in Defenders they'll clean it up a bit. I don't know, but yeah, whatever. Like somebody just mentioned, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the show people should be watching out for.
Really? Has it gotten better?
A lot of people have messaged me. They said that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. has actually gotten much better and that it was a good season finale.
Okay.
Yeah, weird, right?
Yeah. Because, not hating, just... You know how he felt about Arrow? That's how I felt about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Really?
Yeah, because when you gave up on Arrow, that's how I felt with Agents. Just the story wasn't strong enough to hold me, and there wasn't a specific strong character. And when I say that, I don't mean power. I mean someone that drew me to it. Yeah. So it's like
I agree with you, Wacho. Yeah.
It's just one of those where unfortunately it didn't work out well, balance wise.
With me, I think with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., what the bigger problem for me was just timing. That I think Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came on the same time as The Flash, the same day. So if I were to pick one, yeah, I'm definitely going with The Flash.
Did it or did it come on just before?
Supergirl?
No, just before it.
No, well, essentially for me, same time.
Oh.
Like for us, waking up in the morning or whatever, it's like, fuck, we got 2 shows to watch. Yeah, I'm going with The Flash, or then I will with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then once Ghost Rider kind of checked out, I checked out. Because I didn't really think... I mean, I don't know.
Nah, I feel bad because I checked out when Ghost Rider showed up.
Oh, that was the best part. Like, when Ghost Riders was around, it was so cool. Like, yeah.
For me, just like with The Flash, it takes more than one specific character.
Yeah.
And if the supporting characters aren't strong enough, it's hard to keep me. It's not a DC or a Marvel thing. It's about a balance in the story and a balance in the characters. Like for me, Oliver Queen and or Arrow has been the strongest and most interesting for me when he's with Diggle. They just have that good, positive, natural chemistry together on screen, and I think it works well. When they deviate away from it too much, I feel like Oliver's character gets kind of lost.
Yeah, I think that's a good point. Yeah.
Even with Flash, I always liked how Barry and Cisco were together. Now, when season 1, when it was Barry at a crime site with Joe, I liked the little quick banter between those two. It worked well. Just it's weird. So hopefully next season we'll get a little more of that.
Well, definitely
all
with Flash,
around for all the shows where they're a bit more balanced with their supporting characters.
Well, I really hope it's more of a game changer, because I noticed toward the end of the season of the Flash, they only were like in 2 locations most of the time. It was like, damn, how long are they gonna just kick it in Star Labs and what was it, the police station? That was it. Like,
lots of money was spent on Saboteur.
maybe,
So
maybe, yeah.
it's one of those where it's like, okay, I see how that is, so let's move on. But I am noticing set pieces being recycled from some shows.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but sometimes it's funny when it's like, wait, that's jitters. Like the trailer for Black Lightning.
Haven't seen it.
I've been told by several people, one, to watch it and to look out for jitters. So when I get the chance to watch it, it's one of the things I was going to save and wait to watch with.
Yeah, we'll watch it today.
To see, is that where it is? So
cool.
We'll see what's up. Well, thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. Catch some of the reviews and information on Akasan's channel, please, and thank you. Let us know what you think.
Make sure it's super chat. Is your super chat enabled yet?
Don't even know what that is.
Okay, never mind.
So yeah, he's going to teach me what super chat is, and we'll go from there. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for tuning in. Have anything you want to say?
I might stream. I have a similar idea that I might do as well on my channel. So either on Twitch or directly on the channel. We'll see what's up. I'll let you know.
Oh, speaking of Twitch, I did a Twitch live for Tiny Metal when I was down in Kyoto for Bit Summit. That was fun.
Sweet.
With AJ. He's quite nice.
Oh, AJ.
Yeah.
AJ John, okay.
Yeah. Well, until next time, people, keep it super, and catch you later.
Peace.